16th, 1934.
Centerville, Rhode Island, April 23rd, 1938. Brooklyn, New York. Brooklyn, New York, February 5th, 1938.
My dear Mrs. Roosevelt, will you please excuse me for taking up your time?
I write you this letter because I heard you was very good.
I'm writing to ask you a big favor, the biggest favor anyone can ask.
As I read it in the papers and heard it discussed in school, that you have a good heart for the children of the United States.
I heard you help poor children so much. I hope you try to help us too. I'm not writing this letter to Mr. Roosevelt because men don't understand things like we ladies do. So I'm writing to you because I know you understand.
I've come to tell you a little story of my life. I'm a Jewish girl, 12 years old. My name is Irene. I was born in New York. I'm a pupil of Ned Wayburn Studios. I take singing and dancing lessons. I am his future star.
You may think me crazy, but I'm not. I mean every word I say. I would like to know if you would pay my way into Hollywood.
My two sisters and I always bother my mother to send us to Hollywood, but she answers us in a very sad way like this. I'm sorry, but if I had money, I'll send you right away.
I know you may write back and say lots of people ask you to pay their way to Hollywood, but this is different. Honest, it is. You've just got to believe in me. You're the only one who can help.
Now I have a chance to take the screen test in the Long Island Paramount Studios, New York. This is an expense about $200.
Just think, wouldn't you be proud if I became a great movie star and you would say to your friends, she's the little girl who wrote to me and asked if she could go to Hollywood, and I've helped make her a great star.
As you are the best woman in the United States, I come to you to do something for me direct. Please do this through Paramount Studios. A good word sometimes does more than money.
Please try to make us go to Hollywood. Here are our names and ages. Carol, that's me, the eldest one, 11 years old, and Eddie, 10 years old, and Frances, 6 years old. She's the littlest one, just like a little doll. I have read and heard so many nice things about Mrs. Roosevelt and Mr. Roosevelt that I have high hopes of you saying yes.
Mother can't afford to send us because she's separated from my father and all she gets is $12 a week from him. And this is the first week we started to get $20 a month off the relief. And you wouldn't believe it even if you saw what kind of house we live in.
My father doesn't make very much. My mother helps him out. They have too much pride to take relief. My parents rather starve than take relief. That's why it brings me to ask for help.
Mother is a sickly lady. She is lovely, so small and sweet. I love my little mother dearly. That's what I call her because she's so small. I want to help her all I can. So this is why I'm writing to you. And I'm sure you're going to try to help us. And we want to try to make some money to help my mother. That's the best thing I can do, because I don't like to see my mother cry. My little mother has something the matter with her heart, which these small doctors don't know, although they do try their best. So I thought if I went to Hollywood and earned enough money, I'd be able to get her the best doctors and proper care. It will also give me a future and bring proudness to my relatives.
I don't expect to be disappointed. I expect to go through with my career.
Please try to help us.
And I will never forget all the poor children. I will always give my talent and help to charity.
I would like to tell you all this in person so you could see me, but I have no money for Carefare and I don't want to bother you to give it to me. I told some of my friends about my idea, but they only laughed at me, so I got discouraged. And when I look at my little mother, I run upstairs in my room and cry. Still, I am expecting a good result. You may say, what can I do, child? But you can tell them you sent me and that you know I can act. I'm sure they would believe you because you tell no fibs. I know I can act because I make little plays I get out of storybooks and act them out.
Oh, just one thing. Wouldn't it be fun if we could go together? I'm a jolly little girl and never a killjoy, and it would be much easier for me to get in the pictures if you were there, I'm sure.
I'm sure I wouldn't be any nuisance, and it would be a very nice companion. Act like a little lady and would climb all over you. I think it would be heavenly. I can just picture myself.
We could have so much fun sailing on the boat.
Reading books and talk long conversations together while we stroll along the deck hand in hand.
I'm not writing this letter in big words like other people do. I'm writing this letter from the bottom of my heart to the very top.
Please tell Mr. Roosevelt that I'm terribly sorry he lost that bill. I think Mr. Roosevelt is doing wonders. Please be sure and tell him this. It'll make him feel much better. I have Mr. Roosevelt's picture in my room, and thank you right in